Simeon and Levi are brethren.
Read.
Instruments of cruelty.
It says the instruments of cruelty. Because when you look at the history, right? What do y'all like to do? What do y'all like to believe in? When y'all throwing them bones on the ground?
Yeah, I don't want to say voodoo.
Look, the voodoo. And then the so-called Dominicans got what? Santeria.
Yeah.
They do the same thing, voodoo, and y'all cast spells on one another.
Yeah.
But y'all what? Y'all brothers and sisters according to the Most High God.
Tryna dodge this lake. Saturdays feel great. Sabbath days my break. Boots on war paint. Tryna dodge this lake. Saturdays feel great.
You say you come from where? Haiti. Okay, so when you see yourself on this sign, let me get Genesis 49 real quick. So come here real quick. Because when you see yourself on this sign, right, this is the name of our presence, right? And this is your God-given name. Now, you say you're from Haiti. So what's your true nationality according to the scriptures? Levi.
Yeah.
So you got to understand, sister, you're God's chosen, right? Read this.
Genesis chapter 49, verse 1. And Jacob called unto his sons.
He said, and Jacob called unto his sons, sis. Look at this real quick. Jacob, the progenitor of the 12 tribes, called unto his sons, right? He called unto the tribe of Levi. The Levi was his third son. That's you. That's your ancestor according to the scriptures. Read.
And said, gather yourselves together.
He said, gather yourselves together. Read.
That I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days.
He said, what's going to become to you in your last days. Let me get verse 5, because that's why we're here today. You're gathering together with the rest of the 12. You got your brothers from Judah. You got me from Ephraim. We got all these other tribes that are here today. So you're gathering with your brothers. You're doing a righteous act right now. Because it's time for you to learn the truth of who you truly are. Because after you leave here today, no longer call yourself a Haitian.
Right.
You call yourself a Levite.
That's right.
According to the scriptures. God's chosen. His elect. Okay? Read.
Verse 5. Simeon and Levi.
Now we had a brother that was here, sis. The brother that was just here earlier, what tribe was he from? He said Dominican Republic, right? And he said, read it again. Simeon. When you look at this sign, what do you see Simeon as? The so-called Dominicans.
Yes, right.
It's not a coincidence that that brother was just standing here with the Levite. Right. Read it again.
Simeon and Levi are brethren.
He said, y'all brothers. Now, why would the Most High God got to tell us that Simeon and Levi are brothers when we're all brothers? Because as you leave, look at this real quick. Look at this sign right here. As you see, what? You got Haiti and you got Dominican Republic. Aren't they both on the same island? They're both on the same island, but they're divided. But the Most High God is telling you that what? That y'all two are brothers. Y'all brothers and sisters. Why is there division against us? Who did that to us? Who did that to us? But it's crazy, right? Because as you look in the hood and the ghetto today, y'all together. Y'all suffering the same oppression. Because y'all what?
Simeon and Levi are brethren.
Read.
Instruments of cruelty.
It says the instruments of cruelty. Because when you look at the history, right? What do y'all like to do? What do y'all like to believe in? When y'all throwing them bones on the ground?
Yeah, I don't want to say voodoo.
Look, the voodoo. And then the so-called Dominicans got what? Santeria.
Yeah.
They do the same thing, voodoo, and y'all cast spells on one another.
Yeah.
But y'all what? Y'all brothers and sisters according to the Most High God.
That's right.
And then y'all speak what? Let me get that Deuteronomy 28 real quick. What language do the Haitians speak?
Creole.
Creole, right? How did that happen to us?
It's a lot of history.
Huh?
A lot of history.
A lot of history. Because when you read throughout history, what nation of people came over, conquered your land, what did they do? They colonized your land. Took everything from y'all and then gave y'all their language.
Yeah, it's always
Read.
49. Yep. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 49. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far.
It said that Lord should bring a nation against your people, the so-called Haitians, from afar. Now, when you look at this sign right here, where did the French come from? They didn't come across the street, did they? They traveled this vast ocean, this Atlantic Ocean, to come to your lands. And took everything that y'all had. Did you know it's written in the Bible thousands of years ago?
I didn't
That's
realize
going to
that.
happen to the children of Israel, the greatest people on this here earth, which is you, sis, which is your son.
Right.
That's why we're trying to tell you, you got to come here, you got to learn, you got to listen.
That's right.
Watch this, read.
The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth.
He said, as swift as the eagle, right, sis? He said, as swift as the eagle flieth. Look at this sign right here. When you read this sign, what nationality, what symbol do you see in right here for the so-called, I'm going to say, white man?
Right.
What do they identify themselves as?
Power.
Power, right? And they all got this same eagle for some odd reason. Because why? They like to prey on different nations. They like to take other nations of what they got, their land and their resources, sis. And that's what happened in the 1600s to the Levites. So you got to understand, sis, when you go through all this history, like you said, how you're colonized, it's all right here in the Bible. It's all right here in the scriptures in Deuteronomy 28.
That's right.
That is going to happen to the greatest people ever walked this here earth. But what happened to us as a people? We went to what? We started doing what? Witchcraft, like you said earlier. We started doing that voodoo, right? We started getting all the mystery, them curious books. And we ended up here, together, Simeon and Levi. There's a lot of Simeon brothers over there playing basketball right now. But y'all together in the hood, battling the same oppression. Right? Read that.
A nation, the Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth. A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
Who's what?
A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
Real quick, sis. Real quick. Sis. Officer, send her over here. Point her over here. Sis, we're going to read this real quick. I want you to answer this for me real quick. Come on.
A nation
Listen.
whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
So it says a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand, sis. So that's why you speak what? That's why the so-called Haitians speak Creole today. Because the so-called white man came over and conquered y'all lands, took all y'all resources, and sold them back to yourselves. So it's time for y'all to wake up. It's high time that the so-called Haitians and so-called Dominicans wake up and join together. Why? Because y'all brothers. We are all brothers out here. And we out here to wake all people up and give y'all this good news. We trying to teach y'all who y'all true nationalities is. We trying to teach the sister that she no longer is going to call herself a Haitian. That she's a princess on this here earth. That she has to come back to God's law, statutes, and commandments.
What is a nation?
Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models.